The Samsung Galaxy Z44 has some big shoes to fill if it's to follow on from the impressive Galaxy Z43. But there's room for improvement, with the foldable phone's formula still not yet perfected. While a trickle of rumors is now starting to flow steadily for the Z44, there's still quite a bit we don't know. So we have collected all the leaks and rumors we have heard so far, and we have weighed in with our thoughts on what the Z44 needs to improve on if Samsung wants to continue to hold on to the best foldable phones crown with its next generation. We have seen some big leaks around the Z44's potential design. The most compelling leak from IC Universe says the Galaxy Z44 will have a less visible crease, later backing it up with elegant photos comparing it to the Z43. Plus, the weight is tipped to be just 8.9 ounces. That would be a lot less than the 9.5 ounce Z43 and closer in weight on the 8.5 ounce iPhone 13 Pro Max. There's also a set of Galaxy Z44 renders courtesy of OnLeaks and Smart Breaks. These show the rumored phone from almost every angle, as well as revealing quite a few details about the foldable, assuming they are accurate, of course. One thing that's immediately obvious here is that the rear cameras follow the design style established from the Galaxy S22 Ultra rather than looking like they did on the Z43. OnLeaks and Smart Bricks also claim the hinge design has been changed, but that's not clear from these renders. The same sources say that the display will be 6.2 inches and 7.6 inches just like on the Z43. Both screens are expected to retain their 120Hz refresh rates too. However, the display could be brighter according to one rumor, which would help users see the screen even in direct sunlight. Finally, the leakers recon the phone's overall size when unfolded will be 6.1 into 5.1 into 0.27 inches. That would make it a little shorter but wider than and thicker than its predecessor. Those leaked renders tally with several other rumors we have previously heard. For instance, a post on Korean blogging site Never claimed that Samsung is considering ways to reduce the phone's weight by reworking its hinge and improving the waterproofing and dustproofing. A lighter phone that is less susceptible to water and dust damage sounds ideal to us. Along the same lines, leaker Anthony, going by the Galox on Twitter, claims that the Galaxy Z44 will use a single hinge in the center of the handset rather than the two used by the Galaxy Z43. This would enable a thinner and lighter design while making the Z44 more durable. According to leaker IC Universe, the Galaxy Z44's internal display will have a new aspect ratio that's more square as opposed to 5:4 for the Z43. The result is that the panel could be both shorter and wider. A newer leak from IC Universe says this ratio will be 6:5, which is indeed slightly squarer. The outside will apparently remain very narrow and tall, but not quite as tall as before. There's also the case leak that IC Universe provided showing the new shape compared to the same case for the Z43. Somewhat disappointing would be a rumor that claims the Samsung Galaxy Z44 won't have a slot to store the S Pen. Leaker IC Universe has backed this up, saying the Galaxy Z44 won't have a built-in S Pen. However, he does say the design will be little smaller and little thinner, which would be good news. Another rumor claims that the Galaxy Z44's front display would be changing. The Samsung playing around with its aspect ratio in the Z44 prototypes. Which version Samsung will pick isn't certain, but Twitter tipster Snap 8888 claims there are versions with no differences to the Z43 ranging to those with a much different shape. As for the inner display, Samsung may be upgrading the current ultra thin glass material for a better one. According to leaker UX1122, this improved material will supposedly be tougher and higher quality, making it better to use with an S Pen stylus. Meanwhile, the outsides of the Z44 could use Corning Gorilla Glass Victus Plus, one of the toughest smartphone materials out there. Hopefully, it will mean it's harder to scratch or break the phone should anything bad happen to it. One thing that apparently won't be changing about the design is the fingerprint sensing power button. Samsung has elegantly decided not to go ahead with a plain under-display fingerprint module for the Galaxy Z Fold 4, instead keeping the Galaxy Z Fold 3's button-mounted sensor. That may be better overall too, as the button-mounted sensor is already a reliable option. The phone's color options are not as fascinating as the new engineering work going into the phone, but are still important for how the phone looks. According to leaker Ross Young, the Galaxy Z Fold 4 could come in beige, gray or black, a trio of fairly muted colors for such an expensive phone. However, a leak from Even Plus suggests that the phone could come in burgundy red, which is slightly less part on the other three, and the Galaxy Z Fold 3's color option. However, the Plus later leaked renders for the phone here only showed 3 colors, and now just days away from the launch, Plus has leaked a full gallery of images of Galaxy Z Fold 4 that could hint at the final design of the foldable. These renders also show only 3 colors for the Fold 4.